Hi and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be focusing on what my skincare routine has been pretty much over the summer, so the last few months, and how I'm going to be transitioning that skincare routine into the fall. It's not really going to change very much, I don't think. I might be tweaking it a little bit here and there. But yeah, I'm just going to be talking to you about what I have been doing over the last couple months, several months for my skincare routine. I actually really have been simplifying it quite a bit. And also I'm going to talk to you about Bodycare, what I've been doing for Bodycare. And so speaking of that, I want to let you know that this video is in partnership with Osea. I'm partnering with them again, which I'm really excited about. They were really easy to work with when I did my first sponsored video ever, which was with Osea. So this is actually my second sponsored video, and it is with Osea again. As you all probably know, or many of you are probably very familiar with Osea, they are in the clean beauty, green beauty space. All of their products are vegan, their products are also seaweed based, and they are climate neutral certified. I will let you know that I do have a 10% promo code that I will link to down below. So if anything in this video does pique your interest, you do have that 10% off code that you can use. So how I'm gonna do this video is I'm going to start with a morning shower. Now I don't do this necessarily every single morning. I try to be good about it, but I will be honest, I don't do this every single morning. But I do like to dry brush, and I have a dry brush that I've used for many, many years. Unfortunately, that dry brush, I can't find it online anywhere. So I was really excited when Osea sent me their dry brush. And let me show you the box that it comes in just so that you can see what the packaging looks like. So this is the box that it comes in. And this is what the dry brush looks like. And it's different than other dry brushes that have a longer handle. So this obviously is very snug with your hand. And I am not an expert at dry brushing, but what I have read and tutorials that I have watched, and actually Osea has a dry brushing tutorial that I will link down below for your convenience so that you can watch it if you're not familiar with dry brushing. But you do start at your feet and then you do strokes up towards your heart. So that's typically what I do. I have to be honest, I don't typically do the soles of my feet, but I do start at my toes, and then I just, in sweeping motions, I do my legs, and I love doing the backs of my thighs, and I have to say, like my buttocks and my sacral area. I just think that it feels very, very, it is very stimulating and it's very invigorating. That's, sort of the theory behind the dry brushing, is that it is stimulating, invigorating, and it also helps move the lymph. And so you always go in the direction of your heart, and then, you do the dry brushing on your arms, again, moving towards your heart. And then you, when you get up higher, then you move down, again, moving towards your heart, and then you can do your back. I have to say, dry brushing isn't necessarily for the faint of heart, because in almost every single dry brush you will encounter, the bristles are very stiff. These are plant-based and organic. Like I was saying, the bristles tend to be very stiff, so it can, right off the bat, it can kind of feel a little bit intense. So you can obviously, adjust the pressure that you use, but you do want it to be, like I said, very invigorating, very stimulating. It also helps slough off dead skin cells. So I typically do dry brushing before I get into the shower. I think you can do it either way, either before or after the shower. I just like to do it before I get in the shower. And then the next product that Osea sent me specifically for this video, but they had also sent me previously, is their Undaria Algae Body Butter. I'll show you this big size that they sent me for this video. And I'm gonna go ahead and open this one up that is untouched. I have not touched this one yet, so you are seeing what it looks like when it is freshly opened. And hopefully you can get a sense for this lovely, lovely texture. But I will show you that the one I was sent a few months ago is pretty much completely empty. And that is because I love this body butter so much. And let me tell you about the ingredients, and well, let me tell you about what the brand says about the product. And that is that it is clinically proven to hydrate for 72 hours. It leaves your skin soft, smooth, and supple. It's ultra rich and fast absorbing. Now, I can't necessarily speak to the clinically proven to hydrate for 72 hours because I am typically going to be showering within 72 hours, but I will say it is very hydrating. I will definitely say that I agree that it leaves your skin soft, smooth, and supple 100%. And it is very, very rich, and it is also very fast absorbing. That is why I absolutely love this body butter. I, in theory, love the idea of body butters, but when it comes right down to it, I don't typically reach for them because they tend to be overly emollient, and then I have to wait a long time before I put my clothes on. I tend to use them, like the very emollient ones, I tend to use at nighttime, but then sometimes it's just a little bit too much, like getting on your sheets or whatever. Most of the time that doesn't really bother me, but they're just a little bit more high maintenance. This one, on the other hand, like I said, is super fast absorbing. So what I'm gonna do is, this is, you know how when you get a cap, protector cap on a product, I'm gonna take this, because I don't wanna waste any of it. I'm gonna take this off the cap and show you this lovely, lovely texture that you can see is so thick and very, very rich. But then when you put it on your skin, I put a lot on here, so I'm gonna speed this up. So I've worked it into my skin. I don't know, that maybe took 10 seconds possibly to get that all worked into my skin. And I think you can see here that my skin does not look greasy at all. It's completely absorbed in. I could definitely put on a long sleeve shirt. You know, I might wait a little bit extra long if my shirt or blouse were a very delicate silk blouse. I'm not wearing a lot of silk these days, so I'm not super concerned about that. But just look how quickly it absorbed into my skin. So I can put this on my skin as if it were a super fast, you know, absorbing lightweight lotion, but then it just feels like I have put on a really luxe body butter, which it is. So I don't know if you can tell the difference between these two. I don't know why, but my skin looks like a totally different color. And you can see my tan line from my Apple Watch, but I don't know. And I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but I can feel the difference. This side is just super, super nourished and feels really, really soft. This side feels really dry and just feels like it wants some serious TLC. So big, big difference between the two sides. I just absolutely adore this body butter. I really, really love it. The other thing that I really love to do is combine the body butter with the Undaria algae body oil. Let me show you the big pot of this. I love combining these two when I have more time and I really want to just pamper myself. I will just take a big dollop of the body butter, a couple pumps of the body oil, and then of course just like mix it in my hand, just create a beautiful emollient kind of body butter emulsion, and it just spreads so beautifully all over my body. It has just become my new favorite over the summertime to mix the two. So when Osea reached out to me and asked if I would like to do a video featuring their body butter, I said absolutely, there's no question about it. I would have no problem singing the praises of your body butter because I absolutely love it. And then of course I was thrilled to get the giant size of this body butter. So I hope it's very clear to you that I really do love this body butter. It is definitely my favorite body butter that I have ever used. Anyway, I really like it. Super fast absorbing, leaves your skin very supple, and I think I've talked enough about it. And yeah, also if you're on the market for a dry brush, this one is quite lovely as well. So let's go ahead and move on to my skincare routine. So I'm just gonna focus on my daytime routine here, and as many of you know, most mornings I typically rinse my face off with water. Of course, there sometimes are mornings where I just feel like I do want to use a cleanser, and when I am showering in the morning, I do typically use a cleanser, and I do really like to reach for the Live Botanical cleansing oil. I am going to talk a little bit more about ingredients in this video. So As I've mentioned many times, the reason why I really love this cleansing oil is because of the beautiful scent of lemon balm. So I'm just gonna speak to that a little bit more. So lemon balm typically for me is the overriding scent in here, but there's also chamomile in here, lavender, rose. But just to be clear, it is not essential oils. This is an herbal infusion. There's also meadowfoam seed oil in here, which is one of my favorite oils. Also pumpkin seed oil, which is another beautiful oil that I really, really love. And then as I've mentioned before, I think I just mentioned this in my empties video, that the emulsifier in this formulation, I think it is the second to the last ingredient in this formula. So it is very, very low down on the ingredient list. So because of that, this is not going to strip away the natural oils on your skin. So it is very gentle. It is not your typical cleansing oil that sometimes can leave your skin feeling dry, especially if the emulsifier is really high on the ingredient list. So it's just a really beautiful cleansing oil, and I do really like to use this one in the morning if I do feel like I need a morning cleanse. Then of course comes a toner. I have not strayed away from that. I've been using toners for so many years now, and I absolutely love them. As I mentioned in my empties video, I did have 2 empties of the Earthwise Beauty 3 Roses Mist. I have a new one here, so I am never without this for too long. Really love this toner. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I did speak about it quite a bit in my last empties video, but suffice to say, I really love this one so much. So this is still a part of my routine. Have not strayed from that. I do rotate with some other toners, which I'm really trying to get away from having so many different products. I really want to get away from that mentality. I just want to have like 1 or 2 toners going at a time. So I'm really trying to get through all the various products that I have. One of the products that I am almost done with here that I really do love is the Nini Organics Rain Hydrating Skin Essence. This has cucumber fruit extract in it, neroli flower water, butterfly pea flower extract, lactic acid, which is one of my favorite ingredients, as well as hyaluronic acid. I know that hyaluronic acid is a little bit of a contentious ingredient these days. It doesn't bother me too much. I've never found that it causes me any irritation or any sensitivities or anything, but if you are looking to avoid hyaluronic acid, it's just good to note that this toner, this essence does have hyaluronic acid in it. But anyway, I do really love this product a lot, and it is a product that I would definitely get in the future. But again, I am trying to keep things at a normal level of products in my collection. Let's see, what do I want to talk about now? Yes, I do want to talk about some new products that came into my life. Even though I am on a no-buy, I do receive PR on a very limited basis, a very select basis, I should say. But Botanical did send me their Brightest Star Summer Ritual this last summer, and they do still have this ritual collection still available. The collection, I'm going to talk to you about everything in it. It is $140. I believe that is it's a sale price right now, but you can use my code, which is Trish, for 20% off. So this whole summer ritual would only be $112, which I think is a really amazing price. And for the summer ritual, you get the Gentle Cleansing Gel, you get the Solar Return Revitalizing Essence, as well as the First Light Brightening Oil Serum. And it comes in this really lovely bag, which I've actually already used for like gift wrapping for one of my son's birthday presents. So I feel like this is a really cute bag to use in many different ways. So anyway, the reason why I'm bringing up this Brightest Star Summer Ritual is because I have been using the Solar Return Revitalizing Essence and the First Light Brightening Oil Serum together to create my own emulsion. And let me tell you about the Solar Return Revitalizing Essence. This is limited edition. You can purchase this on its own. Like I said, you can also purchase it together in this ritual. This is so gorgeous. This actually is a hydrodistillation of calendula, chamomile, and lemon balm. So just a beautiful, like I said, hydrodistillation of those herbs and flowers. It also has mothbean extract, which is one of my favorite ingredients. And it also has plant peptides in it and niacinamide. So such a gorgeous essence. And I will show you, by itself, it is very liquidy. You'll see there. So it is a true essence. And then what I've been doing, like I said, is I've been adding a couple drops of the brightening oil serum. So you'll see that. And this, of course, is an oil. Such a gorgeous color, as you can see. And this oil contains, let me get to my notes here. This oil contains squalane, cranberry seed oil, raspberry seed oil. It also has ceramides in it, pomegranate sterols, date extract, which is going to improve your skin elasticity, brightness, and help decrease hyperpigmentation. And then it also has THD, that vitamin C ester, which is really good for sensitive skin, or those people with sensitive skin can use it. So what I do is I just take a couple of pumps of the revitalizing essence, and then I do a couple of drops of the oil, the First Light oil, in my palm, mix it up together, and then just create this really lovely emulsion. And it's just been beautiful, and I've just been using that throughout the summer. So as you guys know, I love those emulsion type serums. The essence in and of itself is just a little bit too, not quite moisturizing enough on its own. And so that's why these two together have just been the perfect, like, kind of oil, like watery oil type combination together, almost like Ambrosia du Cerrado from Earthwise Beauty. So I've kind of created my own little concoction together with these two. And because it comes together in that summertime ritual that Carolyn, the creator of Live Botanical, put together, they just work so well together. So absolutely have been loving that. And then just as an aside, I do just want to mention the Gentle Cleansing Gel, because that does come in the summer ritual. And I feel like this is a really great option for those of you who hear me talk all the time about the Earthwise Beauty Marshmallow Cleanser. But if that one feels maybe a little bit too expensive for you, or if you feel like you really want to avoid essential oils in your skincare, this might be something that you want to look at. And that's because this one does not have essential oils in it. It has a lovely green tea hydrosol in it. It has apple amino acids, oat amino acids, and of course, oat is very healing and soothing to the skin. It has vegetable glycerin, and she specifies on her website that it is palm-free vegetable glycerin, so I really appreciate that. It also has chamomile in it. So this is just one of those very gentle foaming cleansers. It's not quite as like silky as the Earthwise Beauty Marshmallow Cleanser, but it is very gentle. I would say it's very basic, but it's also kind of like that simple elegance that I really love and appreciate in my skincare, and it's just very lovely. So again, if you've been looking for a gentle foaming cleanser, one that maybe has a little bit lower of a price point, like I said, than the Marshmallow Cleanser, one that is essential oil free, I would give this one a look. I think on its own, it is $40, so it would be $32 with my discount. So anyway, I just feel like the summertime ritual is, you could use it year round, of course, but it is a fantastic value if you want to give that a try. I have really been enjoying it. So I just wanted to mention that it is still available in case any of you were, kind of were interested when it first came out. It is still available. All right, so I talked about my cleansing routine, toner, still really love to use that emulsion type serum. And then I've just been using a pretty simple moisturizing routine on top of that. And as I mentioned, I'm on a no-buy, but I have allowed myself to purchase something if I felt like I really needed it. And as I mentioned before, we went to Portugal, and I actually really did need a very simple moisturizer, like leaning on the lotion end of moisturizers that was in a tube. And for the most part, when we traveled, I got those silicone travel tubes that, you pour, you decant the product that you already have. And I did that with, I think, pretty much everything. I either took a small bottle of something I already had, or I decanted into those silicone tubes. But the only thing I didn't really have that I could do that with was a lotion. And I didn't, you know, creams and bottles and, I mean, creams and tubs and those kinds of things are kind of hard to travel with. So what I got was, and they have this at Credo, was I got the Bybee Bakuchiol Skin Restore Lightweight Night Cream. And just from reading the ingredient list, I knew that even though it said night cream, I knew that this was going to be appropriate for me daytime or nighttime, and maybe not quite thick enough for me for nighttime, but I did take on my trip a tiny little sample of, I think maybe the Kir Weiss, their oil that they have. I had a tiny little sample, so I knew I could put a couple of drops of oil into this at nighttime. So anyway, I did purchase this and I actually really love it. I was so surprised by this, and this is a product I definitely would get again in the future. The thing that really drew me to this, and I need to find my notes on here because I did write down the ingredients. The ingredient list on this is really pretty basic and very simple, and I'm having a hard time finding it. Oh, here we go. So I'm not gonna read all of the different, you know, like ingredients they have to help with the emollients of it or the emulsifiers, but basically it has aloe leaf juice, grapeseed oil, shea, jojoba, and rice bran esters, bakuchiol, and lavender. So quite a straightforward ingredient list, and it's only $18 for 40 mils. So I just felt like I could not beat the price. I was really interested in it. I really felt like I did need it for my trip, and I got such great use out of this on my trip. And I don't know if you can see, but I have just a teeny tiny bit left, and so you'll be seeing this in my next empties video. I really like it. I can't rave enough about this. I feel like it is a beautiful lightweight cream. It works really well for me. It did not ever cause me any pilling, no issues on top of the products I use. No issues under sunscreen or makeup, although I will say I have not really been wearing makeup this summertime. But anyway, I really like it. Just like I said, very straightforward, lightweight, did a great job of moisturizing and hydrating. Very light scent of lavender, dissipates very quickly. I really like it. I feel like it does a great job. Now, did I notice any remarkable, you know, decrease in wrinkles or fine lines or anything like that? You know, not really, but I think that it's just a very lovely moisturizer, and I really like it. And in general, I've been very impressed with Bybee and their price points, their ingredient lists, and I'm definitely going to be checking more out from them in the future. As far as another moisturizer goes that I have been using a lot since I received it, this is the African Botanics Silver Rescue Cream. This was in a Boxwalla Beauty box. I have really been enjoying this quite a bit. This is definitely on the other end of the price point spectrum. This is $140 for, is this, I don't know, I think this might be 30 mil. So a lot more expensive than the Bybee one. This is definitely not something I would have purchased on my own. But I do think obviously in the Boxwalla box, it's a great way to try products that you would not necessarily purchase on your own. This has CBD extract in it, squalane, marula oil. It is essential oil free. It also has some medicinal plant extracts in it like resurrection plant and devil's claw. This one is definitely richer than the Bybee one that I was talking about. So I do reach for this more in the evening. I don't feel like I need to add drops of oil or anything like that to boost its moisturization. It's just a really beautiful cream. I really love this scent. Even though it doesn't have essential oils in it, it does have a scent to it. And there's something very nostalgic about this scent for me. I can't quite figure it out. So I will definitely thoroughly enjoy every single pump of this cream. I don't think I will be purchasing this on my own, but I really have been enjoying it. And while I'm talking about the Boxwalla Beauty box, I might as well talk about the other product that I have been using over the summer that came in the box, is also the African Botanics Eye Contour Gel Serum. So these two came together in the August box. It is not available any longer, and you cannot get it as a one-time box by itself. But you can get this box in combination with a couple of other past boxes. I believe maybe the Arcana. So you could get this box with the Arcana box or Arcana box. I'm not exactly sure what other boxes are in combination together, but I will post it down below. So if you are interested in this box, even if you were to get it with another box, it would, you know, it would definitely pay for itself for sure, and it would definitely be a value. So go ahead and check out those links down below if you are curious about this box, because it is really, both of these products are very lovely. I will say the Eye Contour Gel Serum retails for $170. It has ceramides in it, vitamin C, caffeine, copper, seaweed extract, you know, very beautiful ingredients. I can't say that I think it necessarily depuffs my eyes any better than that Good Molecules, I think it's, what is it, the yerba mate gel, you know, that costs like $6 or $8, something like that. So I'm sure it has other benefits that are, you know, superior than that Good Molecules product, but what I'm really looking for is depuffing when I'm using a eye product in the morning. So this is definitely not something I would purchase on my own. Absolutely not. When I know that that Good Molecules eye gel cream, I think it's the yerba mate is what it is. But anyway, but if you are interested in this box and you want to give it a try, check out those links down below. What else do I have to talk to you about? One more thing. Oh, actually, let me just tell you one other thing since I'm talking about Osea in this video. I do want to let you know that their Sea-Biotic Water Cream has become a favorite as well. I'm pretty much done with this jar that they sent me a few months ago, and I have not been reaching for this as much during the summertime, but since this is my summertime moving into fall skincare video, I am going to be reaching for this more. I would reach for this a little bit in the summertime when I felt like maybe, you know, my skin was feeling kind of dry and flaky. Those evenings, you know, before bedtime, I would reach for this when I felt like I needed something a little bit more, and I would even put in a couple of drops of oil. So I do feel like I will be reaching for this more as the weather gets a little bit colder, and once we start turning on our heat, that kind of thing, I will reach for this more. But I do highly recommend this cream if you do like that more cream kind of product, especially at nighttime. But having said that, in the colder months, I do feel like I can use this also during the day. That's why this is one of those creams that I did go through actually pretty quickly. So last but not least, in terms of skincare, I did, and again, with the whole no-buy situation, I did allow myself to buy this because I did need a SPF to travel with, and I wanted to get something that my whole family could use as well. So when I made a Credo purchase, I got, like I told you, I got this Bybee moisturizer, I got the Le Prunier, what did they call this? The Plum Screen. Yeah, the Plum Screen SPF moisturizer. And I think I also got another one of the Kosas. Yeah, I think I got the Kosas deodorant for my husband, and I think I had to replace one for myself. I can't remember, but I did place a Credo order, even though I'm on this no buy. Oh, and I think I got a travel size of the David's toothpaste. So that was sort of like a Credo haul that I did before we went on our trip. Anyway, I absolutely love the Le Prunier sunscreen. It has such an amazing texture. You'll see here that it spreads very easily onto the skin. It absorbs very quickly. There is absolutely no white cast whatsoever, and it just leaves your skin feeling really soft, really smooth, and just ready to go. Like I said, I have not really been wearing much makeup this summer. First off, I've just wanted things to be very simple in my skincare routine. I just really haven't had the desire to put another layer of anything onto my skin. I have just wanted it to be very, very simple, and I wanted to allow my skin to breathe. And also part of that is because I was noticing that my skin was starting to feel just like some texture that I hadn't noticed before. And my theory was just that there was a lot of, you know, obviously sunscreen use, sweating, running, playing tennis, sweating. You know, I just kind of thought that, I don't know, I just wasn't sure what was going on. So I went and got a facial. It had been a while since I had a facial. And I like to get extractions. I find it to be very, I don't know what the word is, therapeutic. I don't know. I just really like to get extractions. I love how my face feels after I get extractions, and the woman that I go to here in Portland is amazing at doing them. And she was like spending a lot of time getting rid of milia that I just had like all over my cheeks. And she was like, this is interesting. You've never really had this before. And part of it could have been, you know, from mask wearing, you know, at work, because when I'm at work, I do have to wear a mask all day, but it's not like I'm working, you know, full time every single day or anything. And she said, did you change your skincare? Like, what's going on? And I was like, not really. I don't think so. I mean, I'm always trying some new products, or I'm trying new products here and there. She said, are you using anything that has mineral oil? I can't imagine that you do. And I said, no, I'm not. I don't think I have anything that has mineral oil. So I did a little bit more research on milia, and mineral oil is definitely one of the big culprits for milia, but the other one is silicones in your skincare. So I was like, I've kind of loosened up about, you know, dimethicone and those kinds of things. And I knew that I had some things that I've been using with dimethicone. So I went home, I looked through all of my ingredient lists, and it turned out that these two products from Color Science that I had been using, these tinted sunscreen, tinted moisturizers, do have silicone. So these I am not using anymore. Took those out of my skincare. And then the other thing that had silicone in it is this from the Inky list. This is the retinol serum that I was using at nighttime. This has silicone in it as well. I think it's got dimethicone. I think all of these three that I mentioned have dimethicone. So I stopped using these probably, I'm trying to remember when I got that facial. I think it was maybe 6 weeks ago. It was probably about 6 weeks ago. So I've stopped using those, and I'm just gonna kind of reassess, probably go back for another facial maybe in, I don't know, maybe I'll go back in like 4 months and see what she thinks, because I can feel it, but you know, she really needed to get in there with her big lights and her magnifying glass to really be able to tell, you know, that they are actually milia. So that's a change. I will not go back to using anything that has, you know, dimethicone in it as far as skincare goes. So I'm cutting that out for sure. So that combined, you know, this situation combined with just, you know, wanting my skin to breathe, just really not having any desire to put another layer of anything on top of, you know, this is the sunscreen I've been using, the Le Prunier Plum Screen. Yeah, I just really have not been using a lot of makeup this summertime. In fact, today, putting this makeup on, I think I used the Merit, I used the Merit foundation stick today. And then I think I filmed my last video, my previous video was a couple weeks ago. I think I used the Westman Atelier foundation stick. That is the most makeup I have worn probably, I don't know, in the last 3 months or so. If I'm really feeling like I want something, I've been reaching for the Jane Iredale Pure Press Base, but that has only been maybe just like a handful of times over the summer. So that really has been my routine, just trying to keep things super, super simple, really as consistent as possible with trying some new things here and there. That's why when Osea reached out to me and asked me if I would, you know, want to do this video featuring their body butter, I was super thrilled because I was already using it and very familiar with it. So it wasn't like I needed to try something new. But, you know, of course, I think I mentioned in my empties video, I'm always more than happy to try some new things here and there from, you know, the Boxwalla brands that I know and love, especially if I'm curious about a new ingredient. But anyway, that is kind of where I'm at, trying to keep things simple. And I'm curious to know where you all are at in your skincare journeys, and if you have found anything new that you like, or a new routine, or if you're kind of like me, if you found that just sort of going with what you know and what you love is what's been feeling good for this time as well. So anyway, that does it for my skincare update. I hope that you enjoyed it. And again, thank you to Osea for partnering with me on this video. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.